Angry guy here. And Psych Hacks warns women that they are not the prize and will become cat ladies if they don't change. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Relative to the man you want, you are not the prize. You are only the prize relative to the men who want you, and you don't want those guys. And this means that you can't expect to be the adored in this dynamic. If you assume that this guy is going to go out of his way and come to you and pick you up and buy you dinner and work on your schedule and cater to your desires, you have another thing coming. It's not about you. A busy, successful man with lots of options doesn't have time for that nonsense. He's on a mission, and his mission, which is generally associated with a self-transcendent overarching goal, is more important than what you want. But here's the catch. You can get what you want if you can help the man achieve his mission. That is, if you can be useful.
Now, guys, the crazy thing about this is that many women say that they are the table and that they don't have to bring anything to the relationship because there is no relationship without. The craziest thing is that a woman who cooks, cleans, takes care of the home, and helps to take some of the burden off the man is a woman who is helping him towards his purpose. Because by helping to take that burden off him, she is helping him move towards his purpose. And when a woman is fully supportive of his purpose, and when she says that I want to be a team player, I want to be there for you, I want you to achieve these things, and I want to be Mrs. Smith or whatever your last name is. It doesn't matter if you are up, it doesn't matter if you are down. It doesn't matter if you live in a mansion or if you end up homeless. This woman is going to be there with you as long as you are on a mission and you are focused on your purpose. And she believes in your purpose. She believes in your passion. She believes in your mission. She will stand with you. The difference, however, is that most women today are in their masculine energy. They're in their masculine state. When a woman immediately says that I don't need your money, I am independent, I have my own money, what she's telling you is that she has her own purpose, she is on her own mission, she operates on her own time, and that she does not need you. But if you want to be a part of her life, then you need to provide her with this and this and this because you are easily replaceable to her. So you have to offer her more value than she can provide for herself. And sometimes it's substantially more. That's why you have a woman who works at McDonald's making $30,000 a year. But because of her marketplace value based on her fertility, she can attract a man who is a millionaire. She can attract a man who is a billionaire. But as she gets older and her fertility declines, so do her options. And unfortunately, women cannot comprehend this because they live life on easy mode. And this starts before they turn 18. This starts when they are children. This is the reason why more baby boys don't make it to adulthood, and more baby girls make it to adulthood than baby boys. Even though more baby boys are born than baby girls, but so many baby boys fail to make it to adulthood that by the time both groups reach adulthood, there is a surplus of baby girls. And people would like to argue, well, it has to be because the baby girls have stronger immune systems or that they are better inclined for survival. That's incorrect. The care that a baby girl will receive versus the care that a baby boy will receive is very different. A baby girl discovers very quickly that she can use crying to get what she wants. Daddy and mommy are more likely to rush over to the baby girl if she's in distress than the baby boy. They will simply say, oh, he's a boy, it's a baby, babies cry. He will eventually stop crying. Versus a baby girl who they are quickly to run over to and say, why is she crying? Maybe she needs to be held. Maybe she's thirsty. Maybe she's not feeling well. So they are more likely to render aid to the baby girl when she needs it, even if she doesn't need it, than they are to the baby boy, which drastically and dramatically increases their chance of survival. This is an actual UK statistic. More baby boys are born in the UK every year than baby girls. This has been the case for decades. But because so many baby boys fail to reach adulthood versus baby girls, that once we compare the same groups at states of adulthood, there is a surplus of baby girls. Why does nature produce more boys than girls? Because nature is consciously aware that the lives of men are hard. And if it does not produce a surplus of men, if it does not produce more men, more males and females, then the population would be dramatically imbalanced and the ability and the survival rate would be dramatically reduced for humanity. From the very moment that a child is born, a male, it is a utter fight for survival. If you look at the way that children are treated differently, boys are treated versus girls, you see it emerging very quickly. The girls are pampered, the boys are punished. The gold check mark is girl behavior. However, we know that this doesn't work in reality because when you become an adult, as a man, those who survive are the ones who are strong and able to stand up to the hardships of life. When times are good, weak men thrive and weak and strong men are punished. But when times are bad, weak men suffer while the strong men thrive. A friend once told me, he said that it is during hard times when some men become legends. When you look at guys like Destiny who, they talk about the current state of masculinity and they ultimately demonize it. And you look at his relationship, the choices that he's made in his marriage, his open marriage, and his belief that men are supposed to behave like this, act like this, carry themselves like this, that being physically fit and strong is a negative thing, and instead men should focus on being more emotional. That's nice in a thriving economy built by strong men. But that irony is that weak men tear these societies down. That's why the saying goes, hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. It's an utter fact. And women don't seem to comprehend that they are not the prize. Because men as they get older, they realize it's not who you like, it's who likes you. But women don't comprehend the guy still has to accept them. So a lot of women, their value is inflated because they go out, they have a relationship, they get intimate with all these athletes, high value men that don't want them, but are more than happy to get intimate with them. And they think that because I was intimate with this guy, with this rapper or this YouTuber or this social media influencer, that means that I'm not only on their level, but I'm even better than they are. Because whoever a woman is with, whatever man that she's with, she automatically thinks that she's better than him. Because if she wasn't, then she couldn't be with him. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't happen like this in other countries because women always have a plan B. In Western society, women are bailed out of every bad decision that they make. In other countries, developing countries that do not have public assistance and where tax resources are not reallocated to compensate for women and for the bad decisions that are made, they don't have that. And that's the reason why when you go to countries like, say, the Philippines, the woman knows that you're the prize. If she's interested in you, she's going to let you know very quickly. And she will likely get intimate with you very quickly unless you act like a simp. And that's when she may play games. But in most cases, she will get intimate very, very quickly. Either the same day or within a couple of days. Typically by the third time that you are with her, she will get intimate with you. Because she knows she has to act quickly. She has to lock you down. She has to make you hers. And then she has to keep you because there's no plan B. They don't have plan B guys over there. There's no public assistance. And the guys over there, the guys that are in her league, right? The guys in her league are typically not stable guys. They don't make the kind of income that they make in Western society. $3,600 a year is a lot of money, is a substantial amount of money for a person in the Philippines. They can afford a place to live, a nice place to live. They can buy food. They can cover all of their bills with $3,600 a year. So if you go over to the Philippines and your net income is $36,000, you are rich over there. How rich? Well, let's put it like this: with say $1,200, with $1,200, depending on where you live, you could pay for a rent for an entire year. You can rent a two-bedroom house for say maybe $120 a month, a nice two-bedroom house, and for a room, for a large studio, correction, not a room, for a room, you could rent a room for maybe $25 a month, 25, 30, maybe 50 because they know you're a foreigner. You could rent a large studio, or maybe a one-bedroom apartment for $100 a month, okay? And something nice. $100 a month. That works out to $1,200 a year. So for $1,200 a year, you can live like that. You will have a roof over your head. You can furnish it very cheap, okay? The things you need, and then you're fine. Which is actually kind of interesting because there are all these guys who go over to the Philippines and then they end up homeless in the streets in the Philippines. How do you end up homeless in the streets in the Philippines? That doesn't make any sense. Because if you can live somewhere for $1,200 a year, you can have your own. You can have essentially an entire apartment. Or if it gets bad enough, you can rent a room somewhere for maybe $50. So that works out to $600 a year. So for $600 a year, you have a place over your head. You're telling me that they don't even have $600 and there are no opportunities? This is a complete lie. This is a complete and utter lie. Guys, you're telling me that these guys didn't come across money at all during that time? What ends up happening is they come across money, but they choose to be out there on the street. They make a conscious decision because they would rather be on the street and do what they want and live this way than take that money, have a place to live within their means, and then rebuild from there. It doesn't make any sense at all. It makes no sense the way that these guys live over there. I've been in you've got guys who've been in the Philippines for like 10 years and they've been homeless for half of that. How would they survive in the Philippines homeless if they weren't getting help? How would they eat in the Philippines if they weren't being fed? This basically means that they know Filipinos. So that means that the Filipino people are helping them. Right? You're telling me that if they can help you with food, they cannot help you find a place to live or rent you a room somewhere for a small amount of money? And these people make that decision, and you see them on social media, and the passport bros, I call these guys fools, are going around and helping these guys with their sob stories, and these guys are saying, I just want to go home. And it's like, I don't want to judge people because I don't know what their hardships are or how they ended up in that situation. But then when you start putting two and two together, it doesn't make sense. For example, you're in the Philippines and you don't have ID. How don't you have ID? What about the embassy? You've been over there for many years and you don't have ID. So why don't you go to the consulate? Why don't you go to the American embassy or the UK embassy or whatever country you're from, and explain the situation to them and work with them to get quick identification, to get a passport? Guys, don't you see something is wrong? I used to be like this. I used to be an idiot, a complete and utter idiot. I once literally got into an argument with a border crossing agent because this Mexican lady told me that they just dropped her in Mexico 2 years ago and she's over there suffering. And I said to the guy, are you a conservative? And he goes, yeah. And he's like, come over here, I'll speak to you. And I told him what happened. He goes, they didn't just drop her here. She's been here for 2 years. And I realized I was a damn idiot. That's how stupid I was as a person. And I gave her money. And I was so angry that she was treated this way. Because you immediately think with your heart and your emotions instead of using reason and logic. I was literally frightened how stupid I was. And I saw next time I saw that guy, I thanked him so much. And I thanked him for being respectful to me. I told him, listen, no, you did not have to be respectful to me, so I need to be respectful to you. Please continue doing your job and do. I was very respectful to him, right? I give respect where I show respect when I'm given respect. But I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I was thinking with my heart and not my mind. But people play upon. That's how people prey upon you. They prey upon your kindness, which is why there's no humanity left in this world. You're not going to find any answers out there, and you're definitely not going to find answers in the streets. If you can't find answers within yourself, then you need to ask questions why. As men, we have to be taught how to be men, how to be masculine, and we also have to be taught how to look inside and how to discover ourselves and to understand ourselves. And these are things that men were typically taught by other men, which is the importance of masculinity. What do you guys think regarding this? Psych Hack warns women that they are not the prize and will become cat ladies if they don't change. Guys, subscribe to the channel. If you are not already subscribed, turn on notifications to never miss another video again. And like the video because it tells YouTube you're enjoying the content, like the content, and want to see more. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA and men walking away and share.